expect to be accused of trying to hold up a bank. We are talking about an 86-year-old woman in handcuffs after police say she demanded cash. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ian Page.
And I'm Lucy Nolan. Don't say this word often, but this really was a bizarre robbery attempt. Our Dave Schratweiser's live at Philadelphia Police Headquarters with the exclusive story. Dave.
Lucy, 40 years as a reporter, and I've never seen a case quite like this. That 86-year-old is behind bars here awaiting arraignment on the charges. We're told by police she strolled into the bank on a walker, held out a revolver, demanded money. The bank manager handed over $400 and called police. Surrounded by police and pushing a walker, this 86-year-old woman was escorted out of the TD Bank at 38th and Market Tuesday evening and placed in handcuffs in what can only be described as a bizarre bank robbery attempt.
That's crazy. It's mind-blowing.
That's pretty unusual. I've never heard of a bank robber at that age and armed.
Police say the elderly woman came into the bank just after 2 with her walker, pulled out this revolver and demanded $400 from the tellers behind the counter here. Penn police quickly arrived and arrested her.
With a gun? Yeah, they should charge her.
I'm concerned. I mean, 86 or 26, she had a gun.
Sources say the woman came to the bank on Monday to make a withdrawal, but when she got home, she thought the bank had shorted her $400. She returned to the bank Tuesday afternoon and demanded the rest of her money. Her family showed up while she was being held at the bank and tried to console her. Bank customers weren't so forgiving.
Someone could have been shot even accidentally. So you have to have concerns, and then people bring their kids here.
I doubt this is going to be a repeat event.
FBI agents examined the .38 caliber revolver. It was unclear if the gun was loaded. Agents confiscated the money and questioned bank employees, but just before 6, she was cuffed and taken away, leaving customers shaking their heads.
Maybe she's sick or something. I don't know.
That age, there's definitely diminished capacity, and you would think that you're going to have some sympathy for someone.
There were like no mental issues, and she knew what she was doing. This was premeditated. No sympathy whatsoever.
Now, police now tell me the gun was not loaded, but there were bullets in her bag. She faces bank robbery and possession of weapons charges. I'm told tonight she is a retired corrections officer here in the city of Philadelphia. Lucy?
Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again, hit you with a video. Now, this video right here comes straight out of PA. No, not Port Arthur, but Pennsylvania, luckily. But we have an 86-year-old woman who decides to go quote-unquote rob a bank. And the reason why I say rob a bank, because she really didn't rob the bank, even though she robbed the bank. Now, walk with me. It's going to be kind of confusing, but just walk with me now. Now, she didn't rob the bank, even though she went to the bank and robbed the bank. She basically went there because in the old days, if somebody shortchange you some money, you have to go see that person. And that's what she decided to do. She decided to listen to what her parents told her, like, baby, don't let nobody mess over you. And if anybody owe you some money, by all means necessary, go get that. So that's what she went and did. So I don't want nobody thinking that she just all of a sudden was down on her luck one day and decided at 86 years old that she's either going to get rich or die trying, or get rich before she dies, or she's going to do what a lot of people do across this country is what they call murder, suicide by a cop, where you have a cop just take you out instead of you just being miserable. So I'm going to read a snippet from this story and I will give my opinion surely as we go. Philadelphia, PA. Police says an 86-year-old woman has been charged in connection with a bank robbery in West Philadelphia. I thought this would have came from North Philly. And big shout out to all my people in North Philly. And matter of fact, free Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? We need to see about getting that judge ass fired, because she straight railroaded my boy Meek Mill, even though it's ain't about here. But free Meek. Now, Emily Coakley is charged with aggravated assault, robbery, VUFA, whatever the hell that is. Maybe some of you smart ass people, these lawyers and doctors and everything, my subscribers, my family, I call them, even though a lot of them don't act like family sometimes. Maybe you could tell me what that means. Let me repeat it again. VUFA, terroristic threats. How she get a terroristic threats if you going in there trying to get some money? I don't understand. That's terroristic threat right there. And related offenses, according to the police, they just hit up with a slew of charges. They don't say a lot. They don't say many. They say slew. So when you hear that word right there, and if you on the receiving end of doing some crime or something wrong, chances is your ass is finna get nailed to the cross right there. Now, she was released on her own recordings, which means ROR or OR. But at the same time, the news says she is still in jail. So was she released or was she still in jail? I don't understand that part neither. Surrounded by police and pushing a walker, an 86-year-old woman was escorted out of the TD Bank at 38 and Market Tuesday evening and placed in handcuffs in what can be described as a bizarre bank robbery attempt. And some of you all might know that what they said in Philly, TD Bank at 38th and Market. Now, imagine if you in the bank and grandma coming in and set it off like Latifah, Jada, and Vivica, and whoever the fourth woman was in that movie, the back of that. I can't never remember her damn name. But anyway, imagine you over there, trying to go in there and get your stuff taken care of. You might be late on your rent, you might be late on a car note and everything, and they give you a deadline till 11 o'clock to come pay this before they take everything from you. They got the repo man outside your house, and grandma coming in and decide to set it off and push you back 2 hours, and you end up losing everything. But, just imagine you seeing somebody that old like that coming in there. My first thought would be, well, they must have made this woman mad, because I don't see no woman coming in on a walker. You can't run. Most time when you see the bank robbers, like on the movie Heat with Al and Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer, at least they could run, and the guy that played on, what's that movie? Waiting to Exhale, the one that was a driver and got killed real quick. He ain't last 2 scenes. But anyway, even those people was able to run. I mean, how you going to rob a bank and get away if you can't even barely move? Let's continue. Now, police say the elderly woman went into the West Philadelphia bank just after 2 p.m. with her walker, pulled out a revolver, and demanded $400 from the tellers behind the counter. Like, give me my money. You know what I'm saying? I came in here and y'all shortchanged me $400 and I wouldn't be in here. Lord knows I'm a Christian. I go to church. I pay my tithes and everything. But y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here today if y'all don't give me that other $400 that y'all owe me. It's either gonna be your ass or my ass. And when old folks get to talking like that, give them what they want, because they ain't got time long to play with you. And any second they might be up out of here, so they got to get everything right before they leave. So don't be mad at them. They just running against time, if you will. Now, Penn police quickly arrived and arrested her. I bet they did. Now, sources say the woman came to the bank on Monday to make a withdrawal. When she got home, she thought the bank had shorted her $400. She returned to the bank Tuesday afternoon and demanded the rest of her money. Like, give me the rest of my money. So I guess when the teller said, no, we're not giving you your money, she took it and she went back to the old school way of do unto others as you would have them do unto you, or an eye for an eye. And they thought she was bullshit. It's like, well, when I come back, either you gonna have that $400 on this counter. You know how the older people talk to them. When I get back in this house, you better have this house clean. Better have them dishes washed. So she told that teller, whoever she was, baby, when I get back, you better have that $400 up here, and you better have it in one of them envelopes, or I'm going to set it off in here. I guess she was thinking about the Juvenile song or the Lil Boosie song, but she wasn't talking about that right there. She talking about licking some shots, if you will. Now, she came back and demanded the rest of her money. But, and that happened to be Tuesday afternoon when she returned back to the bank and demanded the rest of her money. They thought she was playing, not realizing she really about that life, and she earned her stripes in the streets. Granny is known for busting heads back in the day. She lay low 40 years, and she told him, I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You better give me that $400 before we go toe to toe up in here. Now, her family showed up while she was being held at the bank and tried to console her. Bank customers weren't so forgiving. They mad at her and everything, but you have to understand, who to say this woman don't have some kind of form of schizophrenia, dementia, or better yet, just a woman that wanted her damn money, if you will. We can skip all the other stuff. Now, I'm not saying nothing is not wrong with this woman, but it's a good chance something might be. But if that was my old ass, and if y'all hear a story about me later on, some of you all still be alive, which I don't know how many of you all that would be. I hope you live forever, but we're not. But if some of you all be alive years from now and later, y'all hear know the ledge up in the bank, it's because they owe me some money. I don't think I'm going there trying to rob no goddamn bank, because I'm not. I ain't gonna do that. Now, they said that the family came to console her, and the customers, the bank employees weren't so forgiving. I understand that, because like the guy was saying, and he was basically borderline cooling, if you will. He was shuck dancing, buck dancing on a damn tightrope right there. And they were trying to get him to say some things about this woman, even though he really didn't say it, but a lot of what he was insinuating was, okay, she made a mistake, but you got to see, one thing about it, you cannot judge everybody by the same book. And the people in the courtroom don't even do that. You have to look at the circumstance. The woman thought she was shortchanged, and I'm not making up excuses for somebody running up in no bank. Okay, she was wrong. We understand it. But look at the circumstance of the case. She thought she was shortchanged, and back in her day, you know what I'm saying, back when cowboys and Indians still went to battle and roamed the plains of North America, you go get what's yours. You don't go call the police. You don't go fill out no papers. You settle your disputes with pistols. But they also said the gun wasn't loaded also. So if she really had it on her mind, the gun would have been loaded. You know, so I guess she was really trying to scare the people like, look, don't play with me. And man, old folks will slap the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get smart and play with them. You know, I had to learn that the hard way coming up. I got so many slapped in the back of my head so many times down the flat back there. But anyway, let's continue. Now, FBI agents examined the .38 caliber. She wasn't playing. She came there with that .38 caliber revolver. Police said the gun was not loaded, but there were bullets in her bag. Of course there was, just in case she had to lick a shot on some food. And it might not have necessarily been somebody in the bank. It might have been somebody waiting outside the bank when she got her $400 to rob her. How about that? Now, agents confiscated the money and questioned bank employees, but just before 6 p.m., she was cuffed and taken away, leaving customers shaking their heads, according to Fox 29 News. And let me know what you all think about this situation right here, because this is a totally different situation. This woman is already knocking on heaven's door. She already one step in the upper room and one step out in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think that they should charge her with terroristic threats, VUFA, and I'm still waiting for somebody in the comment section to tell me what the hell that means. And I get the robbery charge and all, even though it was a weapon, but depending on the circumstances, if you will, you know, what do you think should happen to the woman? Me personally, I think she should be reprimanded, and she should get some kind of psychiatric evaluation, or, you know, she should be just pay a fine and let her go. Because I mean, what's the use of locking her up, throwing away the key when she ain't got that long left? You know, that's just gonna be a room that you could have just saved for one of these youngsters out here who's really robbing and killing people. But let me know what you all think and stuff. And if you was the judge or the prosecutor, how would you try this case right here? Would you let her go, or what would you do? Let me know. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button. If you like, subscribe. Till next time, stay blessed. And if you work at a bank or you work at any job, I don't care if you work at Burger King, get them damn people back their money. And see, this is what happened a lot of times when I went in the bank also, you know, because I be going there getting them checks. But this what happens sometimes. They'll count that money too fast or they won't count it. I make a spread them out, boo-boo. Spread them hundreds out. I want to see them, you know. I like 50s too, but I love hundreds more. You know, spread them out. Let me see, because I don't want you to shortchange me $1. You know, I need all mine. And do I want to donate to Red Cross? I'll donate them when I get a little bit more money, you know, because they always ask you want to donate to somebody. But let me know what you all think. I'm out.